Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Powerful Man Show. I am your host, Doug Holt, with my co-host and founder of The Powerful Man, Tim, The Powerful Man Matthews. How'd you like that for an intro, buddy?
Prefer the other one.
Yeah, we'll make it a little bit more smooth. But speaking of preferences, today when we're recording this, guys, is actually Valentine's Day. And obviously, we won't release this for another week or so. But Tim, there was something that I thought was really interesting that you posted inside the private group. So for those giving you a little background on what we're going to talk about here, so once you go through or you sign up and you're involved with the Powerful Man, whether it be the activation method, the brotherhood, the alpha reset, what you're going through, what program you're in, there's a special private community that's available. It's open 24/7. It's completely confidential and completely private. And the men share all kinds of things. We have all different territories are covered in there. But there's also a general area. Now, the general area, think of it as kind of a larger party. Every group is allowed to communicate in the general section, right? The general area, and it's usually general chit-chat and things of that nature. People are posting things that are going on for them, wins, things that have worked, everybody's sharing ideas, etc., that are outside the norm. And Tim, you posted something today that I thought was really profound. And you and I being almost like brothers, of course, we give each other a hard time as brothers tend to do. You know how hard that is for me to say, but it really was profound. And you said you posted something for the men. And you said, guys, I'm going to paraphrase this, Tim, and I'm going to get it wrong, but you'll get the
I think picture. I've got it here.
Well, I'm sure you are. I'm sure you've had it up for a while. But
I can read it
once. So, but it said something to the effect of, and you can read the whole thing if you want, but it was basically, guys, today is Valentine's Day, a day of showing love. And remember, the first person that you get to show love to is yourself. And I thought that was really profound, right? Because as men, right, we think Valentine's Day, we scramble, I got to get something for the wife. And most guys listening to this, you probably last minute got something on Amazon, or you went to Starbucks this morning through the drive-thru and went, oh crap, what little trinket gift is Starbucks selling today for Valentine's Day that I can take home so I have something? Or your secretary has ordered something for your wife, or your wife and your secretary, who knows? Something's going on for you guys. And then Tim, you went on to say, treat yourself to a massage today. Show yourself love, do something for yourself, journal, walk in nature, do something. And I thought that was so profound, Tim, because it is such a difference, right, in current philosophy on what Valentine's Day means. But the reality of it is, guys, if you're not filling your cup first, you can't support the other people that you love. You need to have self-love. You need to take care of yourself, and you need to make sure that you're taken care of, so then you can show up as the husband, the father, the leader that you are naturally. But when you're drained, when you're stressed, you're anxious, you're worried, you can't be present. You can't do that. So Tim, I thought it was, give you kudos. I thought it was such a great post. One of the better ones, honestly, that I've seen online in a very long time, because it was such a difference, right in the face of what everybody thinks of the current situation. And I thought it was just well timed.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, the most important relationship you can be in, that you'll ever be in, is with yourself, right? So on a day like today, I really do believe you get to celebrate that as well, and pour something new into your cup, whatever it is. Like you said, book that massage, go see that movie on your own, buy that watch, whatever it is for yourself that you want to gift yourself that you've just been putting off. I think do it. Why not? And it's like you said, you just can't pour from a cup that's always been emptied. It's just not possible. And if you're not getting the best of yourself, how do you expect your wife, your kids, your staff to get the best of you? It's never going to happen. And it's, we actually, Amelia and I have been working with a woman to further deepen a level of connection and intimacy that we have. We're always doing the work as well. And one of the things, yesterday was the first session, and she said there's 5 pillars of intimacy or whatever. And I think the 4th or the 5th one that she said was, look, you've got to work on yourselves first and foremost, which is what we're saying here. You've got to bring your best self into the relationship. And whether that's an intimate relationship or a business relationship or a family relationship with your son or your daughter. There's so many different kinds of relationships we're all involved in. You've got to put your best self into that. And that means doing the work on yourself and treating yourself and filling your cup. I mean, as men and also achieving men, there's two stories here, two parallels, right? As achievers, it's so easy to get into that cycle of create, conquer, next. I'm going to create this, right, done it, boom, right, next thing. And not to take a moment to actually look back at all the things you've accomplished, how far you've come. It's so easy just to forget that. And then as men, it's also so easy to push compliments away, right, and not receive them and just, whatever. I used to be a habit of mine all the time. I used to actually get awkward, when people gave me a compliment. It was kind of like, this is what I do. But again, how is your cup ever going to get filled if you don't first choose to let it be the case? So, it's absolutely key. It's huge. And this is where the guys in the brotherhood that have the record months in sales, along with having the deepest level of connection with the wife they've ever experienced, quite frankly, and been a great role model to their sons or daughters, it comes from them. We call it inside out living, right? Living from, when the guys come to us, they're living from the outside in. We spoke about this before, the 5 territories. Imagine that pyramid. The base, it's business, then it's wealth. If there's anything above that, it's relationships, but usually it doesn't get that far, hence why they come to us. Then it's health and then self. But it just doesn't work because health and self don't get touched. When you flip that on its head and self is at the base, then health, by default, you're building on strong foundations. You go from building a house on sand with crumbling foundations where you don't have the capacity to hold everything you want to experience, to having the foundations for a skyscraper, right? Because you're setting your day up right. And the difference is a choice and a rule. And sure, there'll be a story that you break down of you're too busy to do it that way, or, you're too tired, or whatever it is. There's always something that goes with it, right? But it's also a choice. And there's tons of examples out there of people men that live that way, even within the brotherhood. And when they do, like I say, it's, in order to go tall, you've got to go deep. The tallest tree in the forest also has the deepest roots.
So true.
Right?
Yep.
So to go tall, you've got to go deep. And living from the inside out with the base of self and then health, that's the depth. And the relationship's been third. That thing gives you the joy as well. We talk about the 5 freedoms. Freedom of joy, of energy, of love, of money, of time. And then above that, it's wealth and then business. So it's a choice for sure. It's also a discipline. You got to work on it. It's definitely not just a flick of a switch. But when you have the right system, like the activation method, for example, it can become easy. You don't have to think about how to do it. It's not so much of a big shift because it's a system you follow, and with the right accountability, it works. So it's the foundation. It's the biggest shift in my life I've experienced, for sure.
Yeah. And again, why I thought it was such a great post and a timely post, because people are scrambling, today. And obviously, guys, if you watch this, you either in your mind and your wife or partner's mind either succeeded or failed at Valentine's Day. But we've talked about Valentine's Day in another episode, right? Is Valentine's Day every day? It's just a made up it really is just a made up holiday by marketers to get you buy more stuff. However, the reality is it's also a demarcation in our calendar that says, hey, are you actually paying attention to your partner or not? What's really going on in your relationship? And it's a litmus test for a lot of women. It takes time. It's a time for them that they check in and see what's going on. But use it as a time for yourself, as Tim was saying here. And use this as a time to celebrate yourself. So here we are. You're listening to this or watching us on YouTube or somewhere else or social media. What is your schedule? Have you taken care of yourself? Take time now to book that massage. Take time now to buy your Aura ring or whatever else you've been waiting for. Maybe it's the activation method. Maybe you've wanted to go through a course of development and growth, but you don't have enough time, enough money, or you're not, whatever. You're not enough. This is the time to invest in yourself. And it doesn't have to be money, guys. Go out in nature. Go for that trail run you've been wanting to do. Go snowboarding,
Mm.
skiing. We're still here in winter for a lot of people, or surfing if you're down closer to the equator, right? Do that thing that fills your soul, whatever it may be. And it doesn't have to cost money. It doesn't have to do it, but it does have to be something that fills you up, that excites you.
Mm.
And a way of knowing what that is when you're in the activity, do you get lost in the moment? Do you get lost? Time, space continuum, does it leave you? Does it leave you feeling more energized when you're done, or more depleted? These are ways that you can kind of judge these things to know what it is. Because, Tim, I know a lot of men are going to be watching this and say, well, I don't know what to do. Right?
But that's the thing. It's nothing to do. It's something to be as well, right?
Absolutely.
It's not something to check off. Hey, I'm going to go for the massage. Right? It's done. Now it's something to be and experience. It's a completely different place to come from.
Well, yeah, I agree 100%. But I also know there's guys out there that haven't gone through the act. They don't know that. How do I just be?
True.
Okay. You've done the work, and I know, because I've been that guy before. And so the things you guys can do, is actually look at those things that fill you up. And if you can't remember, look back in time. If you haven't done a massage, try it. Go get a massage. Go get a 90-minute massage at least. Don't go the 30, 60-minute route. Do 90 minutes or whatever you can afford, right? Go out in nature. It doesn't cost anything, but just go for a walk. Leave your phone in the car. Go for a walk and be with yourself. You're going to be with yourself the rest of your life, right? The only person you're guaranteed to be with. About time you get to know that guy. About time you get to know that man, respect that man, love that man, right? He is going to be your best friend or your worst enemy, but he's going to be with you forever. And that's why this time on this Valentine's Day, this post you had, Tim, was such a timely post. And I really, really enjoyed it. And it got me thinking as well. And I really, again, I appreciate it. So guys, while you're out there thinking about this, as your post-Valentine's Day slumber comes in, what is it that you're doing for yourself? And I encourage you to share it. I encourage you to share it with somebody else. Give somebody else the ideas, right? The permission to fill their cup. Because as we fill our cup, if you can imagine a water cup or a jug or something in front of you, as you fill your own cup, it can flow over into other people's. It can flow over into your wife's, your spouse. It can flow over into your kids. And what happens all too often as alpha men, as high achievers, is we go around filling up everybody else's cup and ours is empty. And then we snap. We break. We yell. We have tantrums like kids and we regret them. And we push people close to us further away. We get sick, illness. We're not at ease. When you're not at ease, what is that called? Disease. Cancers, all kinds of things. So, Tim, once again, I'm going to give you another shout out. Such a great post today and such a timely read. It really affected me personally and got me thinking as well, as I'm always on this journey of betterment. Is, what am I going to do to fill my cup today? I got my wife a present, but I didn't get something for myself. In all fairness, I have a couple $1,000 thing coming today for myself, but that wasn't the intent. And what do I get to do to fill my cup? And I'm looking forward to doing that after this show.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you don't want to be the guy. I spoke with a guy today who said, Tim, I'm staring down the barrel of 50 years old and I've lived my life through everybody else's needs, through what everybody else wanted me to do. And I feel empty. At least he's realizing it now, right? But at the same time, it's 50 years that have gone by. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you got a choice. You can either choose something different, like you're talking. It's so simple. It's a muscle as well. And risk failing with it. Risk not knowing the answer. Risk trying something like the massage and not enjoying it. At least you know something that you don't enjoy, then try something else. But just take the risk with yourself.
Absolutely. So, guys, your call to action today is to fill your cup. What are you going to do today? Fill your cup. What are you going to do? And secondly, share it with somebody. And lastly, of course, if you haven't already, go over to thealphareset.com. This is where you can get another training from Tim himself, as well as get the opportunity to get on a phone call with one of our master coaches just to see if it's the right fit for you, as it's been for hundreds of other men just like you. Now, it's not for the average guy. This is a program for business owners only and men that are ready to step into their own greatness. And the average person isn't. So you got to be open-minded and you got to be willing to do the work. So head over to thealphareset.com and take a look. That's it, you guys, for us today. Have an amazing day, and we'll see you next time on The Powerful Man Show.